Hi, today we are going to be talking about pressure. I am Shannon Gonter, a licensed professional clinical counselor in Louisville, Kentucky with Therapy by Shannon. If you want to learn more about me or my practice, you can follow me on Instagram, find me on Facebook, or go to my site. That's therapybyshannon.com. But again, let's talk about pressure. So in childhood, there is definitely a huge pressure that's put on kids, that was put on us in our childhood, to brush it off, to kind of go with the flow, to push through it. And this creates very little space for kids or for us to learn about our inner thoughts, to explore our emotions, to identify what our needs are. Therefore, this making it overall very difficult for us to just navigate our internal space. And naturally, as humans, if things are uncomfortable, difficult, or seem unnatural to us, we just try to avoid them. Again, push it off, brush it off. And so we don't truly understand what's going on inside of us. The impact of this is that the pressure and the disconnection from self at such an early age can cause stress. It can cause difficulties within our relationships with self and with others. And this leaves people with several unanswered questions. And again, as humans, we naturally don't like things that have a question mark at the end or are answered in I don't know. And so we just fill in the answer with something, like literally anything we can grab for. The issue with this is that from time to time as children, we are forced to fill the answer to something that we have no business doing. So our little brains and our bodies do the best that we can to survive, whether that be physically or figuratively, and we just plug something in. So if it works, we keep moving on and just letting the things kind of do their thing behind the scenes without our conscious awareness. And if it doesn't work, then we just try to plug something else in and kind of lean into it or just shut down those parts completely. As time flies and we continue to do this over and over again throughout our life, we get into adulthood and some of our systems that really worked for us as kids, that maybe even very much helped us survive as kids, just don't work for us as adults anymore. They're just really not kicking it anymore. But again, we're taught to push through it, keep going. It worked before, it's going to work now. So we just keep doing that. But unfortunately, we've got to kind of spend some time to update the system if we really want to find some relief and see some change. The system, though, doesn't always like to be messed with. So this can cause some friction and some disconnect there. So remember that the internal space has been operating for you consciously or unconsciously your entire life. So it's been going a certain way for a very long time. And it's going to have a hard time understanding kind of your adult logic or your adult space for wanting things to change or the ability to create space to process things. So how this kind of looks in real life is after kind of your great achievements of receiving your education and starting your career, what's next? Maybe you're struggling to find your path, or it looks like the structure that once guided you and kind of got you where you were today is no longer there, and all that lies in front of you seems like to be a super lonely path. But again, it doesn't have to stay that way. We know that if we are stuck and don't want to be any longer, there are options. So some things that will help you, whether it be in the short term or things that are going to help you in the long term. These are just some things to kind of think about, create space for, and be curious about. So number one, pause and breathe. For real, like right now. Breathe. Okay, this is a huge thing to do throughout your life. Of course, if we're living, we're breathing, but intentional breathing. Close your eyes, separate yourself from the outside world, take in an inhale and exhale. Do this as long as your body needs it. If your body doesn't feel like it needs a huge inhale and a huge exhale, then do a shallow one, do a small one. Get in touch with your body and learn what it needs. Next thing, talk to someone. So maybe it's a family member, a friend, or maybe your journal. Let out what is inside of you. Do a brain dump, get it out. What you are experiencing inside, it's not crazy, it's not abnormal, and it's not weird. You are experiencing it because it is what it is. So let's just take some time to learn about it and kind of spread that compassion to all those parts of yourself that are spewing thoughts and sensations at you. Again, get it out of your head, let the words be said, and just knowing that we're not always the best people to talk to ourselves in all situations, and we often are much harsher to ourselves than other people are going to be. So get in conversation with someone else or with a piece of paper and allow yourself a safe space to kind of get some of that stuff out. If you don't want to talk to your friends or journal or things like that, you can talk to a trained professional. So you can try counseling. Maybe you've tried counseling before and it just it's been a while. Maybe you were a kid or a teenager and it felt like you were forced to do it and you didn't really enjoy it. I really believe that as an adult, counseling can be very different. Your decision to enter counseling at this time is for you. It's for your future. It's for your personal growth. And it's not because your teacher or your principal or your parents told you to do it. So what I tell my clients is that I'm here to work alongside with you to find better solutions to any negative patterns that kind of continue to play out in your life, and find more helpful ways for those resources to be allocated throughout your body and throughout your life. If you need help finding a therapist, Therapy Den, Psychology Today, all sorts of kind of directories out there to help you find one. If you're local to Louisville, mentalhealthlou.com is a great resource. And again, if you're interested in working with me and in the state of Kentucky, just reach out and I can help you. Another thing, meditation. You can use an app, you can go to a class, or you can simply just close your eyes and be still for 20 seconds, and that is meditation. Take whatever step forward in the direction of learning about the meditation, about mindfulness-based practices, and see if you can integrate those into your day-to-day life. And then lastly, just trying to connect with something other than your phone. Maybe it's your breath, maybe it's nature, maybe it's something spiritual or God or just anything. But be intentional about changing up your routine and connecting with someone or something other than the usual, which is usually our phone, social media, Netflix, working out. Just trying to switch it up, connect with something else. But again, just know pressure is normal. We're getting it from all angles, whether it be from ourselves, from our families, from our partners, from work, from society, you name it. Pressure is coming down the pipeline for us. But there can be different ways to kind of digest it and have it live in our bodies. So thanks for being here today. If you have any questions, just let me know. But until next time, be safe and be well.